when you first got the script or a particular season, when did you know like The Boys was something just totally different?
Oh man. Well, the scripts got released to us as we were shooting, but I got those first three, and I was at peak interest. You know what I mean? It's always interesting, and then I started reading the source material before we started shooting, and that's when I didn't know that it was going to be big or people going to like it. I knew we were taking a risk at that moment. The moment you open up the comic book, you go, "Oh, I don't know about." I'm sure. But they've done a beautiful job of toning it down as hard as that is to believe, because the show is so insane. But they've actually toned it down a bit from the source material, and it wasn't until halfway through season two, when the first season had
Hmm.
dropped, when we were shooting the second season up in Toronto, and the first season had came out, and there was I was in the mall, I was looking for a way out to get to a specific side, and I asked the cop, and the cop stopped. I was like, hey, how do I get to this and that? And he's like, hold on, aren't you the guy that killed that girl? I'm like, hold up. Then I thought, I was like, oh, you mean in the show? Yeah. And that's when I went, oh wow, this is, you know what I mean? Like, this is different. He's an older guy too. He's not like a young
Hmm.
in the demographic. This is like a 65, 70-year-old cop. Probably should have been retired. Like, I don't even know what he's doing at the mall at this point. But it was just one of those, I was walking out from that exchange like, dang, this might actually be something, this might actually be something big. And it just continued from there. It was like that was the first snowball that started down the mountain.
I think what's crazy is like I watch every week. You can't really tell what you don't know what's gonna happen every week. I think the beauty
Right.
of the show is you don't know. Even if you try to guess this character shift, though, I don't know if I believe A Train is a good guy yet.
That's fair.
I believe that he is saving himself. I don't think he's saving the world. I just think he's saving himself.
Mm.
How do you like this character shift from not giving a fuck to I care a little bit?
Yeah, I saw it coming when it started to affect his family, because it's easy to ignore people you don't know. You're like, who cares about that? I'm speaking to Day Train. Like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a damn about, if they don't do nothing for me? You know what I mean? If they could, they would be in this exact same position. So why would I give it up, just so the next person who's judging me for being here, you know what I'm saying? It's all these things going in his head. But once it started to affect his brother, and his brother started to disapprove of what he was doing, regardless of what it meant, to give it all up, I think that's when he started to look back and think like, oh, maybe being in the seven and having all this money isn't really worth what it is that I'm putting into this thing. I got a lot of blood
Mm.
on my, I'm sleeping less and less at night. Like, it's starting to weigh down on him. And I think that the reality of all of that starting to set in is what naturally started to just shift his intention, and the material just started to follow that. And it's been a very interesting ride. It's been fun playing,
Mm.
being the guy who was just numb to it all, to now the person who sort of feels for everybody.
What would you like for him to become? Because I'm trying to figure out, does he want to lead the seven, or is he
Mm-hmm.
just done with it at all? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what would you like to see? I know you can't. I know you probably don't know, but what would you like to see?
I would like to see a full circle moment. I would like to see a full circle. I think I think ultimately, and this is the thing that we hear from people who have gained the world, is that that's not what it's about. And I just think that
Mm.
he's put so much into trying to get something out of this experience that, like, I think I would like to see it come full circle, and he go, you know what, this actually is never what I wanted and what
Mm.
I care about, and I think I'm gonna go towards what really is important to me. You know what I mean? Like, if it means giving it all up and just walking away, you know what I mean? Take my life, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not gonna be this thing for you anymore. I would love to see him have that reflective moment and just be like, look, whatever it is, it is. I made my bed, I'm gonna lay in it, but I just know that I won't be doing
We're not saving A Train, are we? Not we're not going back to the suburbs, are we? We're
it.
not.
Hey, listen, man. If Will Ferrell asks you to come to the suburbs, bro, go to the suburbs. Come get a
Hey
little
man,
deal, as he said.
I want that movie myself. I was like, yeah, A-Train, go back to the suburbs, brother. Yeah. I was all into it, man. I will say this, and I know this has to be the most weirdest thing for the show. And like you're so dope and cool. I wanted to bring it up. Is it weird that people are taking Homelander seriously? Like I watch Twitter, I watch X, I watch Threads, I watch Reddit, and I'm sitting up here like, y'all really
Yeah.
taking Homelander like serious.
Yes.
Is
Bro,
that weird?
it's insane. Like what that character represents from within the show. The fact that there are so many people who are like, yeah, he's right, is crazy. Bro, I was just talking on the other interview and I was saying, I'm like, yeah, there's so many people that we've seen online now with Homelander tattoos. And it's funny to talk to Anthony Starr about it because he does not, he's like, look, I appreciate you. I think I appreciate the fact that you appreciate the work that we're putting in and so on and so forth, but like, I don't approve. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I respect that, man, because he knows what he's doing. He knows what this is. And I feel like people do too, but I don't know. Maybe they love the character. Maybe they love the character. That's not determined. It's also just came out that a lot of people found out that we were speaking about Trump and in the media. It's like,
Yeah,
know.
But that's the beautiful part about the show because they're gonna kick me out. But I will say with your character, and that's the beautiful part about the show. Like when people start to, it's weird, but when people start to intertwine real life with the show and characters and ideas, and you like Homelander for president. I don't know if that's a good thing, but okay. But I appreciate the time and the energy, man. You're awesome, brother.
Thank you, Romeo. Nice to meet you, man.